Resident Evil 4 is without a doubt my personal favorite game of all time. The weapons, the horror, the action, the survival aspect, it's all there. Even in this new renaissance of horror, few games have even come close to matching this masterpiece. The only game that even has a chance of dethroning it is its own remake. For as much as I love the 2005 original, I had a bit of, let's say, measured skepticism when it came to the remake. Remaking any game from the ground up is a tall order, but how do you remake one of the greatest games of all time and still make it its own thing? Well, lucky for us, Capcom was nice enough to drop a demo in the weeks leading up to its launch. Now, the demo covers the first section of the game, and being a demo, it's hard to say if any of this will be included in the final game. But, from what I've played, I can tell you that I am more than ready to embrace this remake. But while playing it, it had me wondering just how well the original's opening holds up. So, I decided to make a video. We're going to go through both games and see what we remember and what's been changed, either for the better or just for the sake of change. The demo starts us immediately in the woods. There's no dialogue with the cops or even a chat with Hunnigan. We're just, tromping through some scary scenery. It takes a bit before we get to the house, and holy crap, this place has been overhauled to the extreme. There's more rooms to explore and even a basement area. The interaction with your first crazed villager isn't as talky as it was in the original, but that doesn't make it any less memorable. You take the guy down and, well, you're free to explore, more of his house. Nice place you got here. In the original, we have that same cheesy dialogue and we're already in front of the house. You quickly dispatch the man whose home you just broke into without a warrant, and you can still perform an acrobatic jump through a second-story window. Still looks awesome. In the demo, the 3 additional villagers aren't waiting for you outside the house. In fact, you escape them pretty easily. You don't even have to waste any ammo. Speaking of which, let's check out that case. It still looks the same, and I can only imagine it'll get bigger over time. You can still organize and move things around to your heart's content, and the game even tells you how to mix your own herbs and how to craft ammo. In the original, you kind of have to learn on your own or by accidentally touching one herb to the other. And speaking of items, in the demo, you get a brief heads-up display what you just picked up, and like that, it's, added to your load. The same goes for herbs, which doesn't provide you the chance to use them. You'll still have to go to your case if you want to heal. Further down, you'll see what is either one of the most heartbreaking changes in the actual game, or, I hope, a change that was made specifically for this demo. Take a few steps down the path and you'll see that your bestest boy in the whole game is dead. Looks like we were too late to save him. Contrast that with the original, where you have the option to save him, and in the process, save yourself some grief during one of the game's early boss fights. Aside from some things like the truck and the bridge being in completely different areas, this is essentially the same as the original. Also, there's a saving typewriter, but seeing as this is a demo, there's no way to actually save the game. So we'll have to see if it bears any resemblance to the save slots we all know and love. Alright, now it's time for the village. The village has been beautifully recreated. Nearly everything is the same as it was in the original. I always start the slaughter by killing the villager behind the house, but, unlike the original, you can actually stealth kill her and avoid setting off any alarm bells. Once you enter the house, it's still you and your skills versus a chainsaw maniac and an entire village of mind-controlled zealots. The shotgun is still upstairs, and getting it still helps curb this already difficult section. Another thing is you can now hotkey some items like grenades or firearms. This doesn't make the combat any less easy, and you can still do the old pause and switch mechanic if you really want. But this mechanic actually helps keep you in the combat. If anything, it helps to amplify those tense moments when you're left wondering, Jesus, just how the hell am I going to survive this? If there's one thing I noticed, it's that the villagers are a bit more resilient than they were in the original. It's going to take more than a few bullets or even a shotgun blast to keep them down this time around. But fear not, Leon's drop kick and a few handed grenades definitely make crowd control just as manageable as it was in the original. Probably one of the biggest changes happens when the massacre comes to an end. There's no immediate cutscene at first. I thought the game had glitched out. It was a welcome surprise. Probably the first of many to be found in the final game. The demo ends with one of the greatest lines in video game history as we cut back to the start screen.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
Playing this demo really cleared up any and all doubt I may have accumulated since this game was announced. From what I've seen, this one is really ramping up to be one of the best horror games of all time. And, if this short demo is any indication, it may have a chance of outdoing everything its predecessor set the framework for. I love this demo, and I can't wait to get my hands on the final game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.